Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tailosive Tech Podcast. Very special live edition because the crew is here. Yeah! In person. Woo! Finally, we have been holding off on so much tech talk.
All week.
We've wanted to talk about so much.
Air power, we've just been like, no.
And the event?
Save it.
Have we even gotten to talk about the event?
Not yet.
No.
Oh my God.
And we got to talk about this real quick.
Let's start with that because it feels like, it wasn't that long ago.
Let's start with the event, and we'll work chronologically with what happened.
So what did you guys think of the Apple event we got last Monday?
Wow, that was just last Monday? Not even 7 days ago.
It's not even a week ago, but it feels like 3 months ago.
You know, I'm honestly having a hard time believing that.
Really?
I'm having such a hard time believing that.
I am too.
Because it feels like it was so long ago. You know why? I think it's because we anticipated everything. We knew what was coming.
Right.
But we just didn't. It wasn't a full event. That's what I don't. I think it was good, but
what did you like about it?
The credit card.
Oh yeah,
the credit card.
I would say that was the one thing I wasn't anticipating.
Yeah,
like we had gotten the one rumor about the Apple Card.
Yeah,
but I wasn't thinking that was going to be at this event. I thought that might have been a later in the year thing.
Me too.
But now that happened, that
was iOS 13 or something,
and technically the one piece of hardware. By all definition,
it is hard.
It's very hard. Made out of titanium, super hard.
We did get a quite literal scrap of hardware.
You know, I was hoping that they were going to with services. I was waiting for this. I was hoping. Woo! I was hoping that we would get an updated iCloud storage service.
Oh,
I was really hoping
just kind of slide everything down, maybe like
something.
50's now free, and then pay a little bit.
Something
that would be nice.
Something, and I want to up my storage. I want there to be something between 200 gigs and 2 terabytes. I would like.
Is there not?
No. There's not. No.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So I was honestly,
did that actually happen?
So that's what
Elon Musk.
I was hoping for.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I didn't get.
I was expecting a lot more bundling.
Me too.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Like the idea of in all of these services, we will put together for this low price
$9 million a month.
Right, and we'll include Apple Care, and you'll get these iCloud storage options. But
I was hoping that they'd roll that in with the iPhone upgrade program. Like say, add another $40, $50 a month onto that, and just have that just automatically go out. Have 2 terabytes of iCloud, Apple Music, family membership, News Plus. I subscribed, but I think I need to unsubscribe because I haven't used it yet.
That's the only thing that was actually dropped. Everything else is
everything
later
else
date.
is just coming.
That's the
soon.
only thing they had a price for.
And you'd think they would have learned with AirPower not to announce things sooner than they are ready for.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, hopefully they don't end up canceling all this stuff anyway.
So if we back up even further, though, what were we waiting for at the day of event? We were hoping for new iPod Touch and AirPower, right?
Some people
left over from last week
were very passionate of like, we didn't check all our boxes for things we wanted.
Go ahead.
I told everyone not to expect any hardware at all, and it was just going to be a services event, but I did not think it was going to be that long.
What did you guys think of Apple TV Plus?
I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
Some of the trailers looked slightly interesting. I'm interested in that Apple TV Plus. Is that the subscription one, right? With the Spielberg and
See, that's the problem. We don't know.
We don't know.
They weren't very clear about it. It was like, it's one hub for all of your other subscription services like Hulu, Showtime, and Stars, and HBO, and it all comes through here. But it's like, do you get those included, or do you pay for them separately, or do they?
So I think each one of those HBO Stars and all those things you pay for separately. I think I read an article about this. It's like $10 a month or something is what their current rate is,
right?
Which is still cheaper than like $15 a month if you go directly from HBO. So you're still getting a discount there.
But they didn't want to tell us how much it was.
Well, they haven't finalized the contracts.
That's what makes me nervous.
Exactly.
That makes me very nervous.
Right.
Because for years they were talking about with Eddie Q. I remember reading these articles with Eddie Q doing the negotiations, and he came in is like, we saved the music industry, we can save the TV industry.
Right.
And they were so adamant about it. And unlike the music industry, all these guys are well established with their own individual apps and stuff that they they were like, no, this time they have more negotiating power than Apple does. And so I think that I was hoping that would have been resolved by now.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're
It's
like,
only
okay,
been
Apple
4
TV,
years.
something. And it looks like they're still trying to get the final touches on it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like it's still too premature.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you're watching a 2-hour event, you're hoping to hear more about the service. And we have a lot of this service writing on what price it's going to sit at. If it's too much, it would be a total flop. If it's really affordable, it could be a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It could be a huge financial savings for a ton of people, but we just don't know. So I wanted to catch up on some Twitch Primes. We got Meow Kamal. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. We'll check in with the chat here and there. I'm just going to catch up here. Almost says Apple needs to release AirPower on April Fools.
Ooh.
We got Matt donating who said, hi. And then we have 300 bits from Justin9432. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But yeah, the Apple TV originals.
Yeah, I'm most excited about that. I think there are 2 shows that I'm looking forward to from there. Steven Spielberg's World War II airplane thing. That looks interesting. Just the cinematography.
I think they should have just had
shots.
trailers.
They should have just had trailers, absolutely. But I don't think they're at that point yet. They don't have enough content to put together and make trailers for.
Essentially, they shouldn't have had this event.
Exactly. Yeah. I would agree with that.
It wasn't ready. Like maybe they wanted to announce the Apple Card soon, and they wanted to not launch news today, but at the same time, all these other services weren't ready, so they were like,
If the services
we have over 3,300.
Yeah. That was
that guy is fired.
Yeah.
like,
Tim Cook is like,
yeah, you're not speaking again.
You're done. Yeah.
you're done.
You had your one chance.
He made everyone think that it's 3,000.
They're like, wow, 3,000.
Sorry.
That's quite a few.
It's not actually that good. 300.
Oh.
And everyone went, oh.
Now, if you guys think that, I agree. I don't think they were ready. They should not have done that keynote. If they would have just had a page refresh and announced all the stuff that they were releasing and use that because they feel like they have to do something in March and like every 3 months they have to have something. Maybe it should have been the other way around. Just save what they were releasing every single day leading up to it.
Yes.
Put that in the keynote. Announce you're going to cancel AirPower. No, that's bad. But and either roll out News Plus.
Are we releasing AirPower?
No.
Big text drop.
That would have been good.
And yeah, the hype was way too high. The whole like going live before the event.
I enjoyed that though. I think with an iPhone event, it was fun until the event happened.
I like how they were playful with it. Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
I want to see more of that in the future events.
Absolutely.
Like more hype, more like build up till the reveal of the next iPhone or the next Mac Pro or the next something. Like I like the idea of them hyping. It was just the fact that this was the first time they did the hyping, and it was for, we're working on stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's like,
we got some things, and best of all, we got.
That's been the meme of the week.
Oh my gosh.
We just keep going. It's all about Apple. I love how everyone like gave us standing ovation when Oprah showed up.
And I just went.
Everyone just.
Is that your God?
Yeah. So God was there.
Yes, God was there.
That was cool. But did you guys get News Plus?
I subscribed to it,
Nope.
but
Okay.
I think I'm going to cancel it. Because I opened up one National Geographic thing.
Yeah.
And I thumbed through it. And like it's cool with the whole like dynamic thing. You can,
Right,
like,
right.
It looks like really cool. You know, like Apple TV, how you can move your finger around on the remote. That's cool.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can do that with News Plus, but it's not worth
Okay.
$10 a month.
Yeah. No, that was my same experience. I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. And
Yeah, it's a free trial. So
you're right. They put the little
well.
News Plus tab there in Apple News, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So I subscribed to it for the free trial. I start browsing through it, and then I realize, oh, this isn't like topics like the regular Apple News. It's like I'm into tech and electronics. I'm used to that being my news feed. This is just a bunch of magazines, which I never read. So I thumbed through it, like you said, and I was like, oh, dynamic
That's it.
cover. This is what again? $10 a month? Okay, no thanks. But
Didn't even try it.
some people who subscribe to those are pretty excited about it. But Yeah, I don't see it.
Viper's excited about it.
Yeah, Viper reads them magazines.
I guess so. Good for you, man. Good for
you.
you.
Save $8,000 a month or a year.
Yeah, I hate
just
it when
like,
they say things like that. All of these separately would cost you $8,000 a year or a month or whatever.
Why would I do that though?
Yeah, it's like, is anyone subscribing to that many? See, we're saving you money this way. It's kind of like those when they launched iMac, and they were like, so most 4K displays are, $9,000, and everyone's like,
Nope.
no. It's like, well, one of our caliber is about $9,000, and that's just a monitor. Ours is 5K with all these components, and it's only $2,000. It's like,
Yeah, no.
nice try.
We're saving you money. Yeah, but the news thing is like we're saving you money with your subscriptions, and I'm saving me more money by not doing it.
Exactly. Or by making a new iCloud account every 30 days.
Ooh.
Please stand by.
That could work, but we're not going to.
No,
No, that's way
we
too
are
much.
honest people, and
Absolutely.
Right.
No, I wouldn't. That's way too much work, honestly.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's a market for it, but that's what I noticed about the event is that of all the things they announced, there was usually one thing that someone was interested in. For some people, it was Apple Arcade. I think for us, it was the Apple Card.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, it was Apple News. Like, there was a whole ton of demographics they were shooting at simultaneously.
I wanted.
the
I
Oprah
wanted
audience.
to like Apple TV Plus.
I did too.
I wanted
Yeah,
to.
I really wanted to.
And maybe I will. Maybe I'm just not. I don't know. But
We're not seeing enough.
So I think the two shows that I'm most excited for with that are the Steve Carell one, because Steve Carell.
Because Steve
And
Carell.
that's the only reason why. I'm going to give it like a season. And after
Sure.
a season, if it doesn't still
I'm
pique
sure
my
there's a free
interest,
trial. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Or give it, a free trial or whatever.
Right.
I'm going to give it a shot. So the two that I want to give a shot, Steve Carell one, and then also the Steven Spielberg World War II one. That looks interesting.
Yeah.
Like where he gets like thrown into the present.
I'll give it a shot.
Like the final few minutes of Captain America, the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Like where he wakes up in New York City.
Right.
Like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then like the next one, he's just like all used to it now.
well,
it's like
I'll get used to it. I have a list of references to keep
know.
up with.
Steve Jobs.
Right. Didn't he have a note that said Star Wars?
Yeah.
And he's met Nick Fury, so I wonder how he's going to think of Mace Windu. He's going to be like, this guy looks familiar. Anyway, off track. Yeah, I
Welcome to
agree.
Tailosive Movies.
Yeah, I wanted to like the TV Plus because I appreciate the streaming services and I enjoy using them. But it was just not enough information.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get hyped for an event where they said, I don't know. I
I like how
still
none of
don't
us
know.
are talking about Apple Arcade.
I don't
let's
even
talk
know
about
what
Apple
is
Arcade.
going on there. So
What do you think of it?
when they first said, "Oh, we're going to announce an arcade service,"
Yeah.
I thought like, okay, all the games. If it says if it's in the game category on the App Store,
Yeah.
you get this, and that would be useful.
Ooh, like any paid game.
Any paid game, even if it
Wow.
was $15 a month, that might be useful. If
Yeah.
you like pay all this money in Candy Crush, power ups or whatever. I don't know. Even if it's a set amount of like 5 free power ups per game or whatever. I
Right.
don't know. However they would do that, that would be cool. But what they
Yeah.
did is the complete opposite. They said
Exclusives.
we hired these 100 gamers or game developers.
Rise up, gamers.
Rise up, gamers.
I've been hearing that all weekend. Rise up, gamers. I know your
Yeah,
favorite short.
I don't get. I mean, there's someone out there that's for, but it must
is?
be the real people, the gamers on iOS that are into the indie devs. Mm-hmm. But
That's
yeah,
not
I don't
us.
know.
I don't even.
guess that's not
I
us.
looked and I don't have any games on my phone
When
or on my iPad. No,
No?
games.
We're not the biggest of gamers. I
no,
guess.
well,
I'm not much of a gamer,
Yeah.
but here's some gaming products.
Right. Best way
I
to
like.
start.
I support independent content
Sure.
as a whole.
Sure.
Like,
Absolutely.
all this. Games are no exception. I've been trying to help some people in the sense of like
Yeah.
developing a game. It's a lot of work, and so I appreciate the effort that goes into it.
Yeah.
With that being said, and I
Okay.
will still support it,
With that being said,
I don't think games on iOS or just mobile level are there yet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like for the past almost decade. We've just been trying to perfect the craft before we put out, because I'm a sucker for storylines and stuff like that personally, and I like no frames dropped and all that stuff too, but like I need something compelling, and I believe right now as it is, we have an enhanced like Game Boy Advance version of games out there, which is great, but those things weren't like content packed. It was very straightforward, and I like games that make me think. So I'm not excited for Apple Arcade because not because I don't want to support those independent creators. It's just I've tried to get into the mobile gaming, and it lasts a month most, maybe, but realistically, it lasts maybe just a couple days.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And
well, our last sponsor of the podcast was actually a mobile game.
Right, that's right.
So I wonder if
it's a big industry.
Yeah, no, it is definitely.
There is a market there, and people who I've spoken to who are in game development make a decent living off of doing that stuff.
Definitely.
I like the.
We weren't the audience there.
I'm not the audience.
Yeah. I like the idea, though, of an app market. What I will say I like about Apple Arcade is the idea of an app market where you don't have to worry about the price of the games.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about ads. And you don't have to worry about another thing I was interested in-app purchases. The fact that you'll just have a whole game selection with
loot crates.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about the coins or hey, buy this. I think that would shape the way they design the game totally different.
Absolutely.
Because so many games nowadays are, what do they call them? Freemium.
The most profitable game is Clash of Clans.
Right.
Really.
And it makes so much money just off of the in-app purchase.
No ads.
Yeah.
But so much in-game purchasing.
Right.
To expedite your clan.
A game market that doesn't need that, doesn't need ads and doesn't need the in-app purchases, I think could be interesting. That's one of the subscription services. I might genuinely give the free trial a shot. I'll get the free trial, use it for a good month and see if I find it worth it. But once again, we don't know the price, which is what for me makes or breaks it. It's like if it was $9.99, maybe I could see it being like okay. That could give me a pretty wide selection and very different games. But if it's like $12 or $15 a month, that's what I'm like.
So what's the perfect bundle price? If everything's $10 each.
Okay.
So we got news, arcade, TV,
music,
iCloud.
No,
which is a variable.
Variable.
It doesn't have to be 10.
Maybe. When you answer,
just include it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? That's whatever.
$10 a month is 2 terabytes, right?
Yep.
There you go. So we got 5 so far.
$50. I'm an accountant.
Okay.
Am I missing any?
There's probably more, but
well, those are the main ones. At least the stuff to announce. So now that we have that,
okay.
What do you think is a good bundle for $50 if they were to do an Apple?
So are you talking outside the iPhone upgrade program? Is that separate, or do you want to bundle it with that?
Separate.
Because
that's not a streaming service, or that's not a service per se. That's just you financing.
That's true. Okay, good point. Let's say I'm no financial expert here, but I would say the profit margins obviously would be much lower because they know you're going to be paying for all of it. So if they included all of it, I don't know, like 35.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Really?
Yeah.
35?
I would say 35.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think a $15 easy cut, because then they could sell you on, oh, you're saving money this way, even though you might not use it.
Kind of like when you get cable and you don't need cable bundled with your internet.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
But you're still saving money. It's negative money.
We were having breakfast this morning, and I was telling you guys about my next office and how to get gigabit Wi-Fi there was going to cost $150 a month, or we could bundle it with cable TV and it would be $90 a month, which is like, well, I don't want the TV, I don't care about cable. I'm never going to watch it. And they're just like, yeah, but we'll knock off, it's not even a little bit of $60 a month off the tag to give you more services. And they're just convinced I'm going to like it or something.
Well, so their whole thing, the cable
whole
industry is
shtick.
dying.
Yeah.
And so they're trying
Let
to
it die.
They're trying to keep it alive. They have it all hooked up to the machine. It's a vegetable right now. They're doing CPR
You know, the
on it.
Stranger Things with Hopper, and he's like hitting Will. It's that with the cable TV.
Yep.
That's it.
Come on, stay alive. Even though he's just like, let me die. You know?
Please let me. Yeah.
Especially when you're on the phone with someone so long, and I'm like, what are the upload speeds? What are the download speeds? I'm a YouTuber. I need the internet speeds. I need to get this great internet.
500 channels.
And they're like, okay, YouTuber, he wants fast speeds. He's like really into internet services.
Do you want a landline?
Do you want to watch like 50% ads? You know, like would you be interested? That's the only way you can sell cable now is if it's negative $60.
Wow.
So
That's
how
what
much
it
money are
costs.
they making then to sell you?
A lot, because they get paid by they have deals with the main channels, or the what are they called?
Networks?
They've agreed
Networks,
to
thank you.
contracts.
Yeah,
Right.
So they have these contracts where
Okay.
they have to
These
have
30-year contracts that didn't foreshadow
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah, exactly.
or Twitch,
Right.
any of this new wave stuff.
podcasts.
Internet
because
companies
this is
are
going
just
on
Yeah.
iTunes.
The worst.
Definitely,
But
very much the worst. So
I'll-
what?
I'll
Go ahead.
Catch up on some
Yeah,
Twitch
let's do
real
that.
quick. Almo donated 420 bits. Blaze it. 256 gigabytes of RAM on the iMac Pro is still not enough for Chrome. Good
That
point.
is true.
Very, very accurate. Airy Berry sub with Twitch Prime and said, love you guys for 8 months. Wow. Thank you. Sony TV Plus doesn't meet our high standards. Cancel. Oh, sorry, TV Plus. Not Sony. Almost says I need to host meme review. We're working on that. And Viper's in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, Viper.
Hey!
What's up, people?
I think Viper had excellent points about Apple TV Plus. If you guys haven't checked out his videos,
Do that.
He made this whole argument about how it could have been kind of a YouTube competitor slash.
I wish.
Focused more on a creator-driven platform rather
Randy's
than
face.
Viper said that?
Yeah.
or
You took that from me.
Or
I
he
said
got
that
it
on
from
his
him.
stream. No, Randy had a great point.
Copyright claim.
Zach Talks Tech asked me, he goes, what would you like to see from that? Because I distinctly remember the question.
someone step into a. Are you saying like a YouTube Netflix hybrid?
I think
It's kind of like there's pros in the field, but at the same time, anyone can really enter it.
I 100% believe if anyone can compete with YouTube / Google, it's Apple.
Yeah.
It's their rival.
Right.
True and true again.
Yeah.
It's the Gary Oak to their Ash Ketchum, their Vegeta to their Goku.
No idea what he's talking about.
I don't either. I just like the reference.
It's Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. My goodness, guys.
Pokemon.
Culture yourselves.
What is this Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Pokemon, go. No, I'm not doing that.
It's about acquiring Pokemon.
But if Apple can, I'm doing the politician thing. If Apple, if Apple could go ahead and make a competitive to YouTube and reach out to us, knowing that the restriction is it has to be family friendly. That's their shtick.
Yep. Right.
Everything's family friendly. Which, what do you know? We have a whole network. So
I was ahead of
there you
the
go.
times.
They can actually compete with YouTube, integrating all this stuff into the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly convinced we would see so many creators, not just, I wouldn't say jump ship because I never agreed with that terminology, but would actually, it's not IGTV.
It's
not
jumping
a
to
gimmick.
a bigger ship.
It's a bigger ship. It's actually getting support and backing, and you can actually have these partnerships with Apple. Apple.
Yeah. I've gotten a ton of questions about that. People
I would love
send
that.
me pictures where they're like, let's, make some kind of macOS, iOS built app of uploading and making your own content and creating a creator-based platform where the users are the ones creating rather than betting billions of dollars literally on nostalgia.
Yes.
Think of the money that
Sesame
event
Street.
cost. I know
lot.
that R&D costs a lot, but I imagine that was one of the most expensive events they ever had. They had to
Spielberg
find
alone.
Yeah. Oh, Oprah alone.
They had to pay Chris Evans
Right.
to sit there and because halfway interested.
He was not like on stage. Yeah, he was not on stage. He didn't show. He didn't show off an original or anything. He didn't do anything.
Nope.
But they were just like, Chris Evans is here. So they would cut to him with that audience cam, and he's just like, Am I in something? I don't know.
They paid me $6 million to be here, so
Imagine how expensive it is to, like, outside of the Oscars, get Oprah, Spielberg, Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, Jason Momoa, like all these huge celebrities in one event, also a tech event, which none of them do. Big Bird. I know he cost insane amounts.
So many pennies.
I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine Big Bird teaching people to code. I don't.
So what you do is you just take the / inquiry and then you hit enter.
One code.
And if that doesn't work, go back and see where the build failed. And
No, it doesn't work.
My real question is, how does Big Board type on a key?
Big board?
Big Board.
We'll fix it in post.
big board.
No, we won't. How does Big Bird type on a keyboard with his
Big board touch on a keyboard.
with a big keyboard.
Ooh, this is the Big Board.
With a keyboard.
He has a huge keyboard.
Big
he
Board
slaps.
uses a keyboard. I see.
No, I don't see this working out. And I've seen lots of major Apple investors be like,
This could work.
they could afford a mistake. Apple's the company that could make a giant service like this and have it flop. I just feel like it's going to be the big Ping, iTunes Ping, or Apple Connect.
Just
it's
more
going to be.
expensive.
It's going to be one of those things where like, oh, we're going to pioneer this industry, and then it goes, no.
I think
doesn't work like that.
I would like to see them move everything off of iTunes that's not music, which is now Apple Music anyway. What it is iTunes needs to go away.
Really? What about the movies and TV part
Move
of
that to Apple TV Plus.
Oh, okay. So if you want to rent or buy something, you just do it through that?
Everything's through Apple TV.
Okay. That makes a
And
little more sense, actually.
iTunes is just now Apple Music. It's
point.
one more thing that they will get away with the I subject and goes to Apple.
Yeah, they don't
thing.
like the I anymore.
Yeah.
No more. So iTunes goes away, becomes Apple Music, and all the movies, all the music videos, all the anything's gets ported over to Apple TV, and now it's no longer the bloatedware that iTunes has become.
Yeah.
And it makes
is
a lot more
bad.
sense.
It's a horrible.
It feels very outdated on the Mac.
Very
especially.
much.
Yes.
If you try to use the iTunes app, it's like, oh, what? There's all these like columns on the side, and then Apple Music's in this weird like sidebar area.
awful.
I get
doesn't-
podcasts because it's audio.
Yeah.
But
You can have a whole podcast app on the Mac. I've been a proponent of them breaking out the iTunes app for years.
Yeah.
They just need to take iTunes, break it out to podcasts, music.
Make a music app on the Mac.
Uploader management,
And
iOS
does anyone
restore.
listen to podcasts on their desktop though? Like,
it looks like we're holding hands.
it does. It does. Kind of. No, but yeah, like people who are
What was your
listening.
question? Does anybody listen to what?
Does anyone listen to
Podcasts on Mac.
podcasts on a desktop? Does anyone just click and then sit there? Like,
No.
I feel like most podcasts are people on the go. Will you tell us in the chat?
Yeah, definitely.
As we're doing, where do you usually listen to our podcast other than?
How are you
right
guys
now?
doing out there? Yeah. I mean, I forget. I'm so used to just talk. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi y'all.
We weren't
Hello,
holding
world.
hands.
Also, thank you for the bits. Yeah, instead of paying Oprah and Jennifer Aniston, they should pay Drew and Justine. Oh yeah,
Yeah, Drew and I, Justine.
yeah. We're great friends.
Absolutely.
Obviously. Mess
The best.
Also subbed with Twitch Prime for 6 months. Thank you very much. But yeah, okay.
So,
Someone
yeah.
says they listen to podcasts on a Mac when doing
really?
other things. Huh. Okay.
I would put it on my TV. I have done that.
Oh really?
I've put it on my TV, on my Apple TV, and it's background, ambiance, so to say, when I'm.
I guess if I'm already working on my Mac and like my headphones are already paired to my Mac, maybe I don't have a Mac.
Maybe.
But maybe.
So either way, though, just make a separate podcasts app. Again, with this whole, not necessarily merging the operating systems,
You can do
but
Marzipan on it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
or at least share like how they brought the voice memos and the stocks app and the
Exactly.
home app to macOS. They could start porting over those music podcasts. Maybe that's what we'll see at WWDC.
You heard it here first. If they do that in June, then you know that Tim Cook's watching this stream.
That
Hello, Tim
essentially
Apple.
confirms it. There's no other explanation.
I'm convinced.
Yep. So moving on to Apple Card.
Apple Card.
Which I thought was the best part.
I thought it was too until I thought about it harder. But I want to hear your.
And that's why you're sitting on that side of the room.
Exactly.
See, we're not holding hands.
We're not holding. See, we're not holding hands.
Apple Card buddies. But the reason I think not everyone's into the Apple Card. We get that on a T-shirt.
Oh my god.
For the record, that's Mickey Mouse. It's not great for people who are in tier 3 and 4 credit card.
Yep.
Yes.
Rewards
Absolutely.
programs.
If you're into the points back or the cash back.
Yes.
No points. Sorry. Cash back. Apple Card is the best cashback card out there.
If you're in the tier 2, which for those who don't know, from the less knowledge credit card experts, which should check out the next Tailosive Talks podcast because we go all into credit cards.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We go
Please do.
in depth into the credit card
There
system.
was blood.
There was.
Blood money.
You shouldn't have stuck Louise and I next to each other.
Are you kidding? Drew and I were sitting there like, yes. Are you not entertained?
Like Godzilla. Let them fight. Yeah.
Fight.
It was quite entertaining, though.
Yeah.
Anywho, the Apple Card is great for people who aren't into annual fee credit cards, essentially. Like if you're not paying for those higher tiers, but if you are, like there's people in the gold, what's it called, MX program?
Gold?
MX Gold and Platinum.
Yeah.
For them, it would be a step backwards, I think. So it makes sense as to why the average everyday consumer would be up for the Apple Card, like me.
We're just normies, and that's
We're
Mr.
normies.
Mr.
You're the
Platinum on his
expert.
platinum couch over there.
You're more of a higher tier, but as I talked about in my video, I do think this is Apple's first step.
Yeah, and I think that Apple has a great position to be able to move into those higher tiers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because for me, it's about I use the card to be able to get those rewards, and works out really well for me. And there are lots of people who don't, and that's totally fine. It's a higher risk, higher reward, in my opinion. Like, sure, I'm paying this huge annual fee up front, and it's just a lot to manage. You got to manage, make sure you're getting, your $200 of Uber credit throughout the year, your $100.
Is this why you don't like the Apple Card?
That's why I do like that's why they're just different. I don't like the Apple Card as much as I like my Platinum Card for these reasons, because I am focused on what the Platinum Card is providing. What the Apple Card is providing is a premium feeling experience for those lower cashback programs.
Titanium for a free card.
Yeah,
Has that been done?
No.
No,
No.
no, not.
I don't think so.
The Sapphire Preferred and the Amex Gold are the only metal tier 3 cards, and even then, those are at the top of the tier 3.
And those have paid.
Those are all annual
Mine's
fees.
not-
Those are 95,
95.
95,
Mine's
and then
95.
250.
Which is where
Gold.
our disagreement has come in. Will the Apple Card cost extra? Which you guys say no,
It
because
will not.
I will buy everyone on this stream Air Power if it costs.
It's gonna keep running with that. Years
Okay,
down the road.
if I'm wrong-
if I'm wrong, I will buy everyone Air Power.
If I'm wrong and you have to pay extra to get the card, Nick has to buy me a Tesla.
Oh, ouch! I'm not agreeing to that one.
That's only. I think
you
it's
can
only
ride in
fair.
my Tesla.
So you're saying there's a chance,
Oh.
So you're telling me there's a chance. 1 in a million.
right?
I hear
If
you.
Apple
saw that
ever
1 in a million.
announces-
So you're saying you're not saying it's impossible. You're saying it's stupid.
No,
right?
I
No,
think
it's impossible.
it's impossible.
Okay, so
I don't,
I'm
I
so
don't think you should-
adamant.
So
So
that
why
little-
not agree to buy
okay.
him the Tesla if it's impossible?
He's got you there, buddy.
it's too much risk.
So there's a chance.
There's 0.0000.
So it is possible. No, I agree. I hear what you're saying. You guys are both saying it's not likely because no other card company
You say
does
it's not
that.
likely, and everyone thinks, oh, there's a 50% chance of it happening. No,
I'm saying
that. So let me tell you,
it would
Drew,
be a bad idea.
It
Agreed.
is a horrible idea.
It's a horrible idea, but not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Okay.
I think it's impossible, even more so if it's their first card.
Yeah.
But they're marketing this as it has to be no late fees, no international fees, which I think is amazing. Holy moly, that's
International fee for a non-annual fee card isn't. I'd never
like,
seen that before.
guys, I can't tell you how important that is.
Yeah, that's like 3%.
You should have to pay something for it.
Yeah.
I feel like, so just to kind of also clear the air, paying extra for the card is not the same as having a membership fee, an annual fee for the credit card.
I think they're going to be pushing the Apple Pay method so heavily.
That's why
that's why
the 2% back is that incentive.
Yeah,
You only
that's
get 1%
incentive.
back when you
And
use
I
the
also
card.
think that the titanium card will be optional. I don't think it's going to be required.
Because I think it's 100% required because it does cost you something. It costs you a hit on your credit score. It's not free on your social security number. It
Can't
requires
they
a hard
do all
hit.
that through the wallet app?
It still require you still sign legal documents.
Right.
So
Through that.
it costs you a hard inquiry hit on your credit report, having your credit score drop. It does cost you something.
And also-
it's just not money.
It also
Okay.
costs you the merchant fees. What you don't see whenever you buy something at the store, it's about between 2 and 3% more than it actually should cost when you buy with a card.
Okay.
There's a lot of times you'll see cash discounts, like driving by the gas station. They'll have two prices, one for cash and one for credit card.
Right.
Because when you use a credit card, the credit card company charges the merchant a fee. It's normally like 2% or 3% on every transaction.
That's where a lot of credit card.
That's where they
profit
make
is
a lot
from.
of their money. Yeah.
Right.
American
Those fees.
What's up, Randy?
What?
It looks like I want it in your hand.
That angle. Switch to another angle, Drew.
We wanted to have,
just
for the record, we wanted to have multiple angles during the stream, but for whatever reason, maybe it's because we set up this new format and we haven't done it before. These cameras didn't want to cooperate, so we said, okay, screw it, we'll just do the one angle.
So now I'm just every time someone's talking, it just looks like.
My buddy.
And then he actually like. I'm sorry.
do I need to separate you two?
No,
Okay.
We're fine.
we're good. We're good. We'll
Okay.
behave.
So anything else about Apple Card?
So you will not be getting it.
I will probably get it because again there
all
aren't any
that.
fees.
I don't like it. I'm gonna
just
get
'cause
it.
there's-
I don't like it,
What
but
would-
I'm looking. I don't love it. I like it.
What
I don't love it.
transactions will you use it for?
I'll put all of my Apple Pay stuff on it. So normally when I double
Apple Pay on
when
there?
I double click my my Apple Pay thing, it comes up with a platinum card. I'll switch out the default to be Apple Pay Cash, and that's all I'll use it for. So whenever I'm like, oh, I got this, and then double tap, I'll just switch it to Apple Pay Cash.
You mean
And
the
then-
Apple Card?
I'm sorry, yeah, Apple Card.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Apple
Yeah,
Pay.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Too many
I got it.
names.
That's gonna be
Come on,
your
Apple.
daily driver.
For me, that's going to be everything.
Yeah.
I only have one credit card right now, which I got years ago, and it's the most basic.
Is it a bank card?
It's I don't know. It's a
It's a credit card.
It's a credit card. It's the most basic card ever. I think I get 1.5% cash back on Apple Pay purchases.
Okay.
And that was it. That was my incentive to sign up for it. There's no fee or anything. It's nothing fancy. It's literally falling apart. The plastic's coming off, and it expires like next year. So I'm.
think
this is
You're
a
ready
perfect
for,
time.
This is going to be great upgrade for you. Right?
Exactly.
It is.
Absolutely.
Right. So for me, it's like also it's not the instant cash back, which is really appealing to me because I hate
Interesting.
the reward points redemption at the end of the month thing. I would rather just get the cash.
I do love how clean that is.
That is super clean.
It's so Apple-esque to where they know what we want.
Yeah.
Which is just cash back
Right.
for the most part, majority. And I like how clean it is to understand that they always get the UI right. They always get it right.
Oh,
Somehow, some
It
way,
looks
it's
so
perfect.
clean.
And the Apple knows how to appeal to our generation of
Right.
just give them a metal card because it feels premium, and we are known for premium. And
Johnny Ive approved.
Johnny
credit
Ive,
card.
100% stat right there
I was-
behind
I
the
was-
camera.
You were waiting.
When we designed Apple Card, we made. Go ahead, Randy. You have the Johnny Ive voice.
I know you put me on the spot. Every now and then, we really want to introduce something more revolutionary. So
Use the word.
revolutionary.
I just want a 10-minute video just about the manufacturing. It's a
Yeah.
laser
So many
etched
services.
name.
So many.
There's no numbers.
Secure. Stored in the secure
Wait,
enclave
say it
on the
again.
chip.
Aluminal. Please say it.
Minimalism. Even though it's not aluminum. Minimal titanialism.
Titanium.
Oh my god.
Titanium. Titaluminum. Titaluminum.
So Air Power died.
But oh yeah, what were your thoughts on the Apple coming?
Called it!
You did. Let's give a hand to Randy. He did
Put it in the chat. That's it. Tell me how great I am.
Randy called it. Here,
Tell me.
Randy called it.
Oh, not you. I want them to tell me how great I am.
No, yes. Every podcast ever the past
Air Power's
year,
dead.
You're like, it's gone.
It's like I knew something you didn't. It feels so good.
This means that if we had like a crown to go around the table and to give to most accurate predictor,
I'm very good at
you get the
You lose the MacBook.
Okay.
I am Rise up, Tailosive, Twitch.
Rise up Twitch. You were able to accurately predict that would not happen. I just didn't expect it, given all the leaks we were getting.
Yeah.
It was really throwing us off.
I was nervous, and I put in the tweet to you. I was like, "Well, this is awkward."
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
Hashtag
it's just
Air Power.
funny that
the
we
night
got so
before
many
we were
leaks.
talking about it on Thursday, right? And I
Yep.
was like, "There's no way this is coming out, guys. Like,
Uh-huh.
no way on
Miners.
planet Earth." And you guys were like, "No, it's Venuget or whoever. I don't remember who it was, but like,
It wasn't Venya, but it was a lot of.
I don't know.
It was a lot of very well known leakers.
absolutely. It's gonna happen, Nick. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen tomorrow.
It really
And I've heard this
discredits all
so
of them.
many times throughout the year. Next Apple event, next website. Okay, the next one.
Yeah, it puts a lot of doubt in the next Quo predictions.
Exactly. And so I'm like, there's no way this is happening. I'm sorry, guys. So I said, I will buy both of you an Air Power if it comes out tomorrow.
Which is why I told people I wouldn't buy it.
And then I got nervous.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
like, oh dear, this is going to happen now. Jinxed it. Dang it. But
I was
actually,
nervous,
Yeah, no.
but I trusted my intuition.
I believe that Reddit post though the guy made.
Yeah, I
About
believe
them
that,
saying
yeah.
like the tech that went into it was like absurdly
Yeah.
impossible.
So
They
basically,
legit-
Apple made a hot plate.
Yeah. The next day after they cancel Air Power, they're like, we're also launching a George Foreman grill competitor.
2 Air Powers. You make paninis.
Now, when
Right.
we designed this Air Power, what our engineers really figured out was how to harness heat on the next revolutionary scale.
So we just filled Air Power with i9 chips.
And we nuked it. We gave everything you put on it cancer.
Just tell them, well, Apple, just take all the i9 chips out of Air Power. And they're like, oh, that's it. Now it works.
So,
But, okay, now knowing
now knowing,
Air Power is dead, what do you think Apple should make their own wireless charger?
yes.
No.
That's not fancy?
Yes.
No.
Why? Why not?
No. It's dead. They wrecked it. They had their
No, I'm
chance. They're over.
I'm not saying Air Power. I'm just saying a regular Qi charger.
Yes.
They shouldn't
No.
make it?
Yes.
No.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
Apple is going to always have that panache, and the
That
Air Power
Google
was their
Pixel Qi charger is
Yes.
the greatest.
So go buy it
Cheap-
from Google, okay? Apple doesn't need to make one.
Ew!
That was a genuine burn. So you're saying avoid buying the Pixel stand if at all possible. Just become part of Team Pixel. They'll give you a free
Yes,
one.
they will. I am
But-
Team Pixel. Mm-hmm. I have the fanny pack.
I have never been more disgusted than you.
Yeah, like I personally wouldn't mind just a Pixel stand-esque Apple charger. Now that they're just like, okay, we couldn't do it, so now we're just going to play it by the books. Charger.
But it just sounds so boring.
You don't want just a boring charger?
Yeah.
Apple's never boring. They're going to do something unique with it where it's like on this one stand,
This
you can
one also
charge.
doesn't work.
You could also put your watch on it as well. They'll use the same technology that would have charged the watch just for one. Put your phone, put your watch, put your what's the
AirPods.
Air Power.
So now it's just Air Power going up and down.
Or not up and down. Or side to side.
I don't-
Okay, so just Air Power.
But
You literally just
without
described an Air Power
No,
knockoff.
but without the X and Y thing where you could
If you
put,
take the density of the Belkin wireless charger that they
Yeah.
endorsed, I love how compact and sturdy that is. Just make it a matte white. Is that the term? Matte white. But just
white, yeah.
put that Apple white on it. and let that charge your watch, your anything that's an Apple product. It's
the real holdup with AirPower was not the coils. The real holdup was the watch. If you think about it, the complication with it was, well, we know now.
You said complication.
Sorry, complication. Anywho, the main. Oh, you
just
made
did
me,
a Jim.
You crashed my train of thought.
yes.
I
Listen.
derailed it.
AirPods, they can fit Qi in.
Yes.
That's not complicated. They've already released AirPods 2. We know it's possible.
Yeah.
iPhones have had Qi for 2 years now. Okay, we know that's possible. The only thing that couldn't support Qi that prevents Apple from just releasing a standard, like IKEA made it, a 3 Qi charger. Okay, you plug it in, 3 Qi chargers.
Yeah.
Watch, phone, AirPods. Was the fact that the watch didn't support Qi. Watch has this different proprietary inductive charging method. Even though if you look up articles, they're like, it's Qi technology, but it's been tinkered. It's like, so it's not Qi. Okay, just because it's inductive, you know.
Well, actually, Andrew, if you look at the proprietary, you'll see that you're right.
Yeah. I've gotten to arguments with people over that, just saying like, it's not Qi if you can't put it on a Qi charger. That's the whole point of there being a standard,
That's
is to
true.
say, this is the charger, and this supports Qi, which means that if that charger says it's Qi, it will support it. That was the whole point of Qi. Apple Watch doesn't do that. It's because of the size of the watch, really. It's too small, particularly the 40 millimeter version. The coils in it are so tiny and compact compared to what a Qi coil needs, that in order to make the Apple Watch support Qi, they would have to somehow expand the coils to all the way to the edges. I don't think it's impossible, because for a longest time I thought AirPower.
It's just not probable.
Yeah, I thought AirPods were too small, but they made that work. So if they can get it to work on AirPods, I think that maybe that's now my number one Series 5 feature requests.
There we go. Got it.
That's what I want on Series 5.
But they'll just come out and say, it's like, oh, you can now put this on any wireless charger. It's like, so it's Qi. No, it's Apple's new Series. It's Qi.
Right, it works at
This is your attempt for saying sorry about AirPower.
Right. Even those like Samsung Duo chargers.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want an Apple version. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Just putting the foot down.
Nope.
Maybe American Express will make one.
Oh, then I'll buy it.
The
Only if it's made out of platinum.
sheep version.
I'm an Amex sheep. I'm changing my title on Instagram. I'm sorry, we can't be friends anymore.
Some people have said that where they are, credit cards don't give them any benefits, so there's no point in having one.
What?
Which I recommend. Maybe you haven't looked at all of them yet.
And
Usually,
and I will say this,
most
back to
places-
the credit cards. I don't want anyone to think that you need a credit card. If
No.
you can't manage a credit card, don't get a credit card.
No.
But I do
Credit
need
cards are
titanium
dangerous.
Apple something.
Well, then
Do you think that's why I thought they wouldn't give it away for free? Is you could sign up for the card, get the metal, and then never use it.
They're banking on you to be. It's how you said it. They're banking on you to be. It's almost like I knew what I was saying. It's like they're banking on you to be irresponsible.
yeah. That's where the profit comes in.
Good morning, everybody.
good morning.
Good morning.
Depending on the
morning.
irresponsibility.
Oh, we're gonna have some cool shorts for you guys. I'm just
Yes.
thinking about it. Because
I'm so excited.
oh, and
got a
also,
lot of
if you
work
want to
done.
see a secret, I have to do a quick plug, but it's actually for Drew. But
Oh, okay.
I put out a video almost at midnight last night. Drew's working on something. I caught it in the act.
Oh, I think you guys will like it.
Yes.
You go watch
you'll
my
like
video.
it.
It's
If-
the only proof of him working on
Check
it.
out Randy's channel if you want to see what it is. But
He's working on something.
YouTube.com/Randy
If you know what it is, if you can pick out what he's doing,
He'll buy you air power.
gross.
I bet Marquez was sweating.
Oh, I feel so bad for him. Like
I'll buy
that
everyone
literally
who
went
retweets this in
trending.
Air Power, as long as it's under $100. And Apple's like, you know what, $98, and it doesn't work. It's just a charge mat. You know those things at the event that they had that didn't work, but they just put them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want them to sell those. I want them to just sell
For a
them.
display, just to.
They're like, this is just a mat. It doesn't do anything, but it's a mat. You can put things on
Here's a
it.
reminder of our failures.
You can do whatever you want with it. It doesn't work.
Question:
I bet they'd make money off it.
do you guys think, because of what them having to come out publicly and say, and this is actually a question for you guys as well,
Okay.
do you guys think that because they had to publicly say we cancel this project, that they are now, they got too comfortable, they are no longer going to hint or suggest or show you something before it's ready?
I don't
Maybe.
think so. They might be more cautious. I can see what you're saying. Like they'll be more hesitant, but they did unveil TV Plus and Arcade.
That was before they canceled the project.
They already on Monday they knew they were going to cancel it.
Really?
Any bad news, you always just wait until Friday night. Get it lost in the news.
That's
They didn't
the Mueller
want much
report
actually
was a couple days
Even
ago,
though
or
Air
a couple
Power for
Fridays
me
ago.
was number one on trending.
Yeah,
It was
no, exactly.
It was
It always
way on
is.
top. Everyone's
But
like,
if they did it on Monday, it would have been trending all week.
have you seen what North Korea looked like when their leader died? And everyone was like crying in the streets.
Did he die?
No, Kim Jong Un's father,
Kim
You know
Jong-il.
that? Kim Jong Il, when he died, they show everyone crying in the streets. It was that when Air Power was canceled.
You gotta cry louder for the
Right, there were legit people who like refused to go on the internet. They were like, "I'm not watching any of these Air Power's dead videos."
You are fake news. Fake news. Apple's fake news.
Oh my God.
There's still, I feel so bad for the people that think they're going to launch it on April Fool's Day. It's like, stop.
Maybe
give
tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow they'll launch
It's
it.
gone. It's
just
bad.
give up, people. Just
Please.
When will you learn?
Tomorrow.
Just to add the seed of doubt and put a little mischief.
Oh,
What if this podcast does not age well? What if?
oh, God.
Oh my God.
Stop planting.
Well, luckily it's live, so we won't have to release it after.
Right.
I'm that mayhem commercial.
Yeah, we'll just take this down after if we have to.
It's dead.
like Jern.
It's dead. I knew. Oh, coward. John's a coward for doing that.
Coward.
You're a coward for deleting your video, John.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Say
I'm
something.
just glad the mystery's over.
It is. It's
That's
done.
all.
Yep.
We can finally move it. For you're right. Every single video, I was like, Drew's exaggerating.
Yes.
Every single video, every now and then I was like, I got to read the comment. What's your thoughts on it? Oh my goodness.
But to answer your question, though, to counter that, Nick has brought up that Apple has probably gotten away with.
Oh, all the time.
What did
you,
they
you
get
mentioned
away
that in
with?
your AirPower video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's repeated. But
Yeah. Well, I want to hear how you described it.
well, so you think almost every single product is always putting it together at the last second. So you think
Like,
the
not
iPhone.
ready? Yeah.
The iPhone, the original iPhone.
Uh-huh.
Tons of stories have come out that like Steve Jobs, it was the most stressful moments in any of the engineers' lives because they practiced it and practiced it and practiced it, and they never had a single demo go flawlessly.
Oof.
And then the event was already scheduled, and like they were up to like the time of the event, like trying to get it to work, and the iPhone would crash at some point. And so they had all these different iPhones. Steve Jobs would do some magic tricks and set it down and grab a drink of water, and then pick up a different one and do something else.
He was the sly
It
dog.
was very sly.
He was just grabbing.
I didn't know
this
he
is
was a
the-
magician.
This is the Maps iPhone.
Yeah.
And that's all it can do.
Yep.
This is the email iPhone.
Yep.
But they all look
now-
identical.
And there was never an instance where they were doing a practice run where it went completely smoothly until the event. And so all the engineers were expecting it to crash once or twice. And so that's why if you look at the Apple event, he does the demo, and then after it they have slides of what everything looks like, just in case they're like, oh, music isn't working. Here's some pictures of what it will look like.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It was like the
But
universe aligned.
It did. It was a miracle.
like,
Honestly,
this
because Steve
was
Jobs is a
meant to
magician.
be.
And then also Apple Watch, very similar.
Oh, really?
And so
didn't know
iPhone
that.
was announced in January and didn't
Yeah.
come out till June.
Yeah.
So it was kind of together, but it wasn't done yet. So Apple got away with that.
So they were like,
Everyone thought that the iPhone was ready because it was such an amazing presentation in January. Like,
Right.
why do we have to wait till June? We want
right.
it now.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to me about Apple Watch.
So Apple
when did
Watch,
that
they announced that in 2014.
Right.
Right. Yeah. No,
iPhone 6.
We've
or
also
whatever.
on
September.
record how that was the greatest.
That was my
keynote.
favorite
Like,
Apple.
I think so.
I've never been so hyped,
Yeah.
and I don't think
But
we're
we're
ever going
not
to see that.
quite finished yet.
Don't you start? Okay.
We have one more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What happened with that demo?
So with that demo, it just wasn't completely ready. Like there haven't been a lot of articles or anything about people who had the knowledge, but it wasn't ready obviously because they showed off some stuff. They showed off a what was the app that was never launched? I don't remember. There was one app that was on the home screen and they demoed it on the keynote, but it has never existed. I don't remember what the app was.
That sounds familiar.
It's like weather or something. Do we have a weather app? Yeah, we do. I don't remember, but it was like some app. You can go back and look at the keynote yourself and figure that out.
Okay, but I believe you.
But yeah, there's an app that they demoed, and it was like a pretty big. Oh no, notes or reminders. One of those.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like a big app, and they demoed it.
Yeah,
but it never shipped. Randy, stop. Stop holding Drew's hand.
Look at Drew while you're talking.
So they had their event in September of 2014, and it didn't actually come out until March of 2015.
Right.
So there was a whole 6 months there, and that I'm sure there was that same kind of scrambling around trying to get it all together. Like, we really want to announce this in September with the new iPhones, but we know it's not going to be ready. And they did just say early 2015. During the event. So I totally believe that was probably...
So you're saying this is just the one that got away?
Yeah, this is the one that didn't
The
work.
one they couldn't figure out.
Can we just say, I think I told you, I don't think we're ever going to get as much of a... The reason why the keynote for the Apple Watch was so amazing because no one got it right leading up to it. And I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
As a guy who's very... in depth on the leak industry and who's reporting on what rumors and what's going to come out, I can tell you that before the Apple Watch was launched, it was a maybe. It was not a definite like we're gonna see it. And we're definitely gonna see it. It was like they might do a wearable type thing, but it's not.
We don't know what it looks like.
That's right. There wasn't a single
leak.
Accurate picture that anyone guessed.
I don't think we're ever going to get that again. And that's unfortunate.
Maybe with the glasses. Maybe with the...
I hope with the glasses. Because
maybe they'll not predict that because it's a new line.
Drew, can you stop doing your job and predicting things? So I can enjoy the keynotes?
I do a lot of predicting, yeah. But I've seen a lot of concept art to the point that someone's got to be close.
Yeah.
But again, no one really predicted the square... screen with the digital crown and the side button. Everyone kind of designed it to be pretty minimal and not many buttons, and almost everyone thought it would be round.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I remember Brian Tong always had a render, and it was like a Nike fistband or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I thought that was like totally cool.
They were passing a ton of patents for curved displays.
Yeah.
So everyone was expecting it to be kind of a curved screen
like that
right.
down the wrist.
Yeah,
so because the Samsung did it. So they were like, it'll look like that. But when it came out, it was like, this is totally different.
Wow.
And it had very similar.
This makes so much more sense.
Yeah, it had very similar design aesthetics to the original iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare the first watch to the first iPhone, they're almost the same width. The rounded corners are almost the same and everything. Like it's kind of
now if you compare this watch to the this year's phone,
current iPhones, they're very close. Yeah,
very close.
Interesting.
The bezel of the 10s is the same as the Series 4.
Can I ask you guys something?
No.
To be completely abrupt, but I'm just dying to know.
Okay.
What did you think about the Tesla?
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I'm
Good
dying.
segue.
I'm dying to know.
So for those who don't know, I guess this is our announcement. You guys very graciously worked together to drive a Tesla up to Tailosive HQ, which we'll be doing a review of soon.
Absolutely.
Probably film that video. We got all the cutaway shots because you guys are heading out later today, so we made sure to film.
We're taking
that
a
thing.
Tesla with us.
Yeah. No, I didn't buy it. I'm sorry. If someone out there thought I bought one, I realized I was doing a lot of teasing on social media.
Oh, dude.
I'm
This is why he's leaving the office.
And everyone's like, "Oh, he bought a Tesla." I'm like, "No," but we got to we got to drive around with one, and this was my first experience ever driving one. Mm-hmm. I've ridden in one, but I never driven it, and it was delightful.
So Randy, what Tesla did we have?
Mm-hmm.
We got the Model 3. I don't know.
Long range.
Long range. Yeah, you knew the specifics.
I wanted
of it.
you to ask me, so I asked you.
What Tesla did we get?
Oh, why thank you for asking, Randy. It's a Model 3 long range, just the dual motor, not the performance. So it's not the most like the most fun one to drive or whatever. It doesn't have the fun acceleration.
Well,
What do you mean
I
that-
thought it was fun.
I had so much fun.
It goes 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds instead of 3.2.
Wow, so
Almost
slow.
as fast as my Hyundai Sonata. 0 to 60 in yes.
Eventually,
It will.
eventually, yes.
Will it go 0 to 60? Yes, it will. But no, that car is the first car I've ever seen where everyone wants to fight to drive it. Mm-hmm. Like between all three
Randy
of us.
and I just have scratch marks from Randy. Like, Nick!
You guys run to the driver's seat, or I should more accurately say, to not drive it. Everyone wants to get in the front
push
And
seat.
it's always the same thing. Nick gets in there and he goes like, and he's driving like this because he's a behemoth. And he starts driving, and then he puts on the enhanced autopilot, and then he's just like, "Do you want to drive after this?" He just looks so uncomfortable. Like, okay, I just wanted to get behind it.
Right.
I've been so adamant. It's like, no, let him get the feel. He's gonna do the review.
Oh, I've gotten plenty of time with it. I drove to home and back and everything.
But who has the key, Nick?
the key? Yeah. Which everything about it is so out of the future.
Everybody like
everything.
so what's your favorite part of the Tesla, Drew? Like the acceleration, the styling,
My
the
favorite
looks,
part.
the
The
technology,
minimalism.
the
I think
minimalism,
it's-
the driver assistance, or what is it?
I think it's the
the fact
design.
you don't have to smell Nick.
Ouch.
I think it's the design. My favorite part about that is it's such a different approach to an automobile of you're going to have all your controls in one place on this 15-inch screen, and that OS is so smartly designed between air conditioning, between music, between control. There's a ton of cool features about it that I love, but that one is probably the most driving force of the fact that, like, we talk a lot about minimalism, the fact that we want as little distractions as possible, and we center that screen right there in the middle, and that's where you control, and everything else is just a smooth, clean surface. There's not a bunch of knobs or most cars have these little AC vent controls and dials here, and then speedometer up here, and you keep, like, when I drove it, I kept looking through the steering wheel to see the speedometer. There's nothing there because it's all right here.
It's just a fan blowing at your face. And
Right.
you look down,
The AC is brilliantly designed, even though that's like a tiny thing for a lot of people. It's like, to me, that one strip of gap across the whole dashboard, and then you can control where the
You can
fans.
pinch,
Right.
zoom out to have it come in.
Wyatt's expression was priceless.
Wyatt got to drive it, by
Yes.
the way.
He
And,
had so much fun. He's like,
he was crying.
"Oh my, this is great. This is so great." Yes, Randy, I really like it. So good.
You got a kick out of it.
He was so happy.
The autopilot's really fun, obviously.
Seeing your
That's
family
another-
get excited.
Yes.
Everyone's reaction for me, like, worth it.
absolutely.
Just
yeah.
to watch how happy.
Absolutely.
We
It
drove
was so
it
much
with
fun.
all a bunch of different family members while we were
Wyatt's
up here.
mom loved it. I think that was my favorite reaction out of everyone I've seen. Like, she was just like,
There's so many.
we pulled
it's-
up in the driveway and we could, sorry to interrupt this.
No,
but
go ahead.
We pulled up in the driveway and we saw her face. She was like washing dishes in the kitchen. And she just looked up and she went, just like, wow. We could
Right.
hear her. And just like,
No, I disagree, Matt K. I don't find it distracting at all. I find it more optimized because everything you need is right there. Your eyes aren't darting from here to the radio, to the AC vent, to the speedometer, to the mileage. It's all like, you don't need a gas gauge. You just need the range, That's so much smarter.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, this is how far you're going to go.
Yeah.
And this is what charge you're at.
can you imagine if
And
cars did that? Like, instead of just, you're full or empty, it's
my
just
Hyundai
like,
does that.
Oh.
But it has
I
both.
guess my car's too old.
It's very complicated. I have my RPM, I have my miles per hour, and then I have the gas, and I have the oil, and I have in the middle is a little screen that tells me the range. But
Yeah.
Ooh, you have a screen.
it's
fancy.
It's like a e-ink. It's like an Amazon
same.
Kindle screen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not fancy at all. But I just love that all the data you need is right there. Your current speed is just a big number at the top. You don't have to look up the dial.
That's
and
all you need.
This thing is going back and forth. And it's really like, there are huge features about the Tesla that are amazing, like the fact that it's an electric car and you charge it, and there's a frunk, and there's autopilot, and it'll drive itself. Like, those are all cool, but it's honestly the little things I notice the most.
Like
It's-
how it does enhanced turning.
yeah,
Yeah.
I took that windy road to the dam.
All by itself.
it just But
I was
for
like,
me,
oh, Nick, it's doing it. I freaked
it's like, for me, the little thing is that it doesn't, you're so used to getting in a car and starting it with an ignition, and this doesn't. You get in it and it just starts because you press the brake pedal. It's ready to go.
Yeah,
it's like there's no on and off.
Yeah.
It's just present. It's just there. And to park it, you don't put it in park and pull out the parking brake. You just press a button and it's like, parked, get out whenever you want. Or the door handles, how they won't, work if it's locked, even though they're just a little
driving,
J. If you're driving, they won't open to keep you inside. But once you unlock it with that little card, which is another tiny thing that's just amazing to me, that you just tap it, boom, car unlocks, and now these door handles magically start working. So the Tesla review will be very soon. Probably going to film the me talking part today, and then it'll be up likely tomorrow or at the end of the day.
Are you filming it here?
Yeah, I think. By the way, that'll be the last video here.
This is the last stream.
I think that's a great
stream here.
I think
I think it's
true.
a great last video.
I think it's a great closure to this set and everything, and that we got to do a live podcast with everyone here, and then
With
legit
the
right after you guys head out, we'll be packing stuff
up boxes,
and then we'll be starting to film from the new place.
You know what? Because I've spent a total of like since the last time I've been here.
Yeah.
I've been a week here.
I
feel like I've gotten very cozy.
Good.
Maybe I'm gonna miss it.
Just cozy enough to say
I'm gonna
goodbye.
miss it. Yeah, cozy enough. Except last time I was here, there's a lot more stuff everywhere.
Oh
But
yeah, it's empty. It's getting
nice,
empty
but
fast.
Good changes though altogether.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes,
if you
definitely.
don't know why we're moving, go check out Tailosive Talks. We did a whole video on it over there. But I really do appreciate you guys for renting it
that was so much fun.
and bringing
honestly,
it up. It's been, I think, the highlight of the trip is
absolutely.
just driving around in it.
And we got to take your grandma in the car.
That's amazing. My
was
grandma, by
90.
the way, is 92. And she'll be turning 93 next month. And her first car was the Model T.
The first car.
the first car.
Her first car was the first car.
What was your first car? The first car.
The first car.
Yeah.
That's what the T stands for. The first car.
Right.
Model T, though.
So
The first car.
So, and she never thought she would get to drive in one of those. And my grandma's,
so
she's
cool.
really impressed by that kind of thing. She always loves talking about the self-driving cars. Whenever I hang out with her, she's like, that's amazing. Imagine what my niece will see when she's my age. Like, can you imagine? Like, she's always been like kind of admired by the future, even though like my grandma doesn't own a computer ever in her life.
Wow.
Like, even during the computer revolution, they just never bought one. She's from like a different time. Like, she grew up a lot during the Depression.
Yeah.
And just to hear to see someone's perspective of it from that long ago was
Didn't own a computer.
yeah. No, I always found it bizarre because even my other grandma on the other side of the family, like, she owns a computer for, basic email, and she has an iPad, but my grandma just never got into that. And whenever you go to her house, she has a TV. That's about it. She's just very old fashioned, and she never really found the use
She
for
has
one.
a rotary phone.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah. She has the one that you turn like this. So I was like, oh my God, you guys are bringing up the Tesla. We have to get grandma in it. We have to try that out.
I'm glad she got to experience it.
And we filmed it, so we'll work on that video, and it'll be up on Talks later.
And it came full circle. It went to the
Into the old
attic.
went
Yeah,
to the attic.
The same room that you did your reaction stream.
that
to.
was trippy.
It was a closing of a chapter almost.
It was, because that house is about to be sold, so it's we're not going to have access to it much longer. But the attic is where I watched the Model 3 get unveiled, and then to pull the Model 3 into that driveway,
Surreal.
oh, it was amazing. So that honestly, I'm very excited for that video. I think it'll be a great close to the set and be like, okay, guys, next chapter. Just like the last video in the attic was the Marquez collab. Now it's another big chapter. Another
cool.
reaction, another
Very
bucket list check. Got it.
Yeah.
You peaked way too soon. You peaked way too soon.
You were gonna say that. It's all downhill from
It's all
here.
downhill from here, Drew.
How do we top it?
You can't.
Semi.
The next time you move out of your
Tim
home
Cook.
office, it's to Mars.
Collab.
Tim
Cook.
We're gonna collab with Timmy.
Timmy.
I want
Tim Apple.
I want Apple staff to start vlogging.
That'd be so awesome.
Could you imagine if Tim Cook did like a daily vlog? Like he didn't have to show us any of the cool products or anything.
Yeah,
but just
no.
like him eating lunch at the
doing stuff.
Apple Cafe.
Steve Jobs made his staff vlog before it was
Really?
called vlogging. When
Really?
he wanted to introduce iMovie the first time for Mac OS 10.
They just
It's
film
out
stuff?
there. He made him film some stuff, and he said we'll take the best ones because he wanted to show how easy it was. He's like, my leadership team, they're not videographers. They don't
Right.
edit, and iMovie's so easy. Anybody can do it, and he made them do it, and he showcased a few of them. They were showing, their families and stuff like that, and
Right.
then he was kind of joking at the end. He's like, this was the best of the worst type of a thing. He's like, but the point was that he wanted to showcase I'm pretty sure it was iMovie.
Yeah.
He's like, you could just plug it in, and here's the Thunderbolt. Click it, and then he was, he made his team do that. So
Interesting.
I technically they have vlogged before. It was before it was called
Yeah,
vlogging.
they didn't call it that.
Yeah, I
back
think
then.
he did that in the late 90s or early 2000s that he made him do
Wow.
that.
That would be cool. Could you imagine Apple doing that? Like
It's out
Tim
there.
Cook
With LumaFusion and the iPads.
Yeah, no, totally. They could totally do that, and like
Just
they
to
don't even
make a
have to be
point.
like key leadership. Like Tim Cook would be definitely the coolest, or Johnny Ive
I'd watch
sitting
a
in his
Craig.
white room.
I'd watch a Craig Federighi vlog.
Yeah, me too. I would watch any of their vlogs.
All his innuendos
Even if it
about
was in-
getting high.
Even
Even if starts the video off with, "Welcome to Craig Vlogs."
Air Force One.
even if they put all those blogs behind the paywall, I would still find a way to watch them of Apple TV Plus.
By paying for it.
If they did that for Apple TV Plus, I'd watch it.
That would
Oh
be
my God, you're making me hate Apple TV Plus so much. It's such a missed
Who needs
opportunity.
Steven Spielberg? Just Tim
It's not
Cook.
too late,
Start
Apple.
recording
You
on
could
your
have
iPhone.
content creators from all other sites come to it and start making content.
Absolutely.
And also the big
Yeah,
major,
exclusives.
yeah, you could have Craig and Tim start doing it first.
If you can have Will Smith on YouTube, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
have Apple leadership on their own platform.
Oprah
Yeah.
vlogs.
Vlogs! You get a vlog. You get a vlog. You all get vlogs.
Check under your seat. There, wherever you're sitting, there's an air power under your seat. Oh wait,
Guys,
they don't exist.
my seat came with a the Tesla card.
A key to a Tesla, and you don't know where it is.
Good
So
luck.
the last thing we have to talk about today
Okay.
is an app.
Ooh,
We have been working. I'm sorry.
it's time. Go for it. Take it away.
We have been working very hard
He's doing it.
and for a long time on an entirely new app.
Oh, he says product. That's how Tim says it. Our
Yeah. So yeah, here we go. Randy,
sorry.
don't die.
I'm sorry. It's just that's
got
I thought about. I was like, oh, he does do that.
We've got a few questions about this.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead.
So, so we have had a couple developers, 3 in total, working really hard on this app, and I'm really excited to get to share that with you this morning. Ethan is our head of software here, and he has been leading this whole project. He's the reason why you're going to get to enjoy all of the Tailosive content on an app. Also, we had Adam and Sam helping out.
Thank
and,
you.
They're probably in the chat. If
They are.
not, well, then hello, Adam and Sam.
Thank you for watching.
And Ethan. Yeah, so about this app, basically the whole idea, we should have done a Johnny Ive intro video.
It's
When-
to build a titanium
But
app.
what we wanted to do
What we wanted to do
eliminate
is bring the experience of the Tailosive ecosystem to you in a very personable approach. No distractions, no ads, no Google.
There will
That's
be ads.
exactly why we did it.
There will be ads.
Oh, there will be ads. Unless you pay us. Pay us money.
Right. Let's not. But what we should.
So in
confirm
this first version there won't be ads.
is that it's beta.
Yes.
That's
So
what
stressing
We are
this,
launching
beta,
our first
definitely
public beta.
There are lots of bugs and lots of things we know about. There's a feature in the app where you can send us an email at support@tailosive.net. Send us an email in the app or directly with any bugs you find. But we'll probably be keeping a list on Twitter somehow. We haven't figured that out of known bugs, so look out for that. But yeah, so
It's a limited release.
yes, thank you.
Yes.
So we have 400 people.
We're starting with a small window, and then as the developers are able to patch more bugs.
Fax updates.
Fax updates to each other. Yeah. As that they have more time to fix the big bugs. The first 400 people who click on the link that at Tailosive Dev will send out, they'll be able to test out the beta and have exclusive access to it. Again, we know about a lot of the bugs. We have a ton of features planned for it. But the main reason they wanted to launch the beta was so that they could get a hold of what the main complaints or what the main features people want is, and the devs can work on that first and then work their way down. So it's by no means full launch today. There's a lot of stuff we still have to do. But yeah, for sure. We're excited about it. And,
so follow at Tailosive Dev, DEV.
Yeah.
I'm going to tweet this in 3, 2,
Oh, you got the tweet?
1.
And it's out. So the first 400 people, right, to click on that link.
400 people to click on that link
And
get
we might,
a free app.
but
wait,
might expand
click
it
now
later.
and we'll double the app. No.
2 apps.
When designing the Tailosive experience, what we really wanted to do is
And
bring
now a
all
video
the-
from Johnny I.
We wanted to bring all of the Tailosive network to a single location. When I watch now, because the part when you just it's him.
Yeah.
When I watch Tailosive, sometimes I realize I don't catch it all because they don't push notifications.
Dang it.
But with the app, it's always there, always ready, always Tailosive.
Thank you, Randy. We're also launching the Randy app, which is just Randy.
it's just me narrating things.
It's me. It's just me.
It's just me.
Wow.
Hey guys, this whole time I did it. I'm like, oh, this is cleaning that. I was like, look at that. Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
really weird if this is not on the final. Oh, it is. Oh, thank goodness. It's like this would have been
Randy's
weird
just
otherwise.
stroking
They're saying
his
it's full
invisible cat.
already.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
What?
I don't
Do
know.
we? How
No
many
way.
people do we have?
That was quick.
Oh, I'm getting texts from all the developers.
Well,
Well,
for
even
further
we-
updates, check out at Tailosive Dev on Twitter. He will keep you posted
Yes, definitely.
on whether or not maybe it's not accepting new people right away, or he needs to update the number first.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Or we
Did
got
you
that
just
many
do an
times.
Apple and showcase something that wasn't ready?
We've
Yes,
decided the
I did.
app doesn't reach our high standards.
We don't have standards.
Thank you guys. We really appreciate it for watching, and we will all see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.